Bad news from Utah's Capitol Hill, and both Democrats and Republicans met today to discuss the bills they'll focus on in the upcoming legislative session. And hours after the Salt Lake County mask mandate went into effect, the Utah Eagle Forum met in Sandy, where partners at the Salt Lake Tribune report that few people were wearing masks. Fox 13's Aaron Cox joins us now and has details after attending both meetings virtually today.
Senator Mike Lee was the first speaker at the Utah Eagle Forum Saturday morning. His remarks focused on the roots of conservatism and the role of government.
Government doesn't have eyes with which to see you. Government doesn't have arms with which to embrace you. Government doesn't have a heart with which to love you. Government is just the use of actual or threatened use of coercive force with a badge.
Dr. Janice Lindsay, a toxicologist from Texas, was another speaker. Dr. Lindsay criticized the CDC and the COVID-19 vaccines.
Why are we allowing this to happen? We must stand up. We cannot comply. And for any doctors and physicians and nurses that are injecting this poison into our children, you should be ashamed of yourself.
The Utah Eagle Forum was held in Sandy, hours after the Salt Lake County mask mandate went into effect. Yet many in the audience did not wear masks. Other delegates spoke with topics ranging from pro-life to critical race theory, cancel culture, and vaccine mandates. The Women's Democratic Club of Utah met on Zoom. Utah Senator Jani Iwamoto, the assistant minority whip, was the first to speak. She discussed a list of bills she is hoping to move forward this legislative session.
Money for infrastructure, I'm hoping, but I know that there'll be a lot probably on vaccine mandates and mask mandates. Water, again, will be huge.
Representative Brian King, the Utah House Minority Leader, emphasized budget issues. He also mentioned a new bill on mental health.
To expand resources for mental health and substance use disorder treatment. I've got a bill that will eliminate the ability of public employers in the state of Utah to opt out of complying with the Federal Mental Health Parity and Addiction Equity Act.
Both state leaders discussed bipartisan help needed to make these policy goals come about.
We really do work bipartisan, and we pass most legislation together.
And that was Fox 13's Aaron Cox reporting for us tonight. Now, that was a summary of both meetings. If you'd like to watch them in full, you can find those links on our website at fox13now.com. Well, the general session of the Utah legislature begins January 18th, and there are a number of bills that are on the docket here. Let's take a look at some of those coming up in store for this next legislative session. A state lawmaker is proposing a constitutional amendment to remove the statute of limitations on sex abuse lawsuits. West Jordan Representative Ken Ivory's bill is a direct response to a controversial Utah Supreme Court ruling. It limited the scope of sex abuse lawsuits. Legislation can overrule a state court ruling. Now, if lawmakers pass this proposed amendment, it then goes before the Utah voters in November. And a proposed bill would expand Utah's anti-dogfighting law to include all animals. Pro-Representative Marcia Judkins is proposing the legislation to make all animal fights fall under animal cruelty laws. The bill will be considered in the 2022 legislative session.